Hi, Fruit. So, it is now hydration week. Technically, I'm filming this video the same day I filmed my last video because I set up my video, put it online, and the next topic week video was readily made available on my email not an hour later. So, I'm going to go ahead and do it while I have some time. It is hydration week. So the key questions are, how do I stay hydrated? What are the things that make it harder to stay hydrated? What helps? And why do I think it is important to stay hydrated? Okay, so let me start off with the first one. This is how I stay hydrated. Polar bottle. I love polar bottles. I've got two. Yeah, so this is how I stay hydrated. I get the 24-ounce bottle. It's $10, and it's 24 ounces, which is 3 cups a day, or 3 cups a bottle. Not 3 cups a day. 3 cups a day is very bad. Based on my body size, I'm not really ashamed of my weight or anything. So I weigh 240 pounds, and this keeps me hydrated, and it keeps me counting my water. Because I'm so heavy, and because I'm so much, I'm not like fat or anything, but because I have so much like body mass, I have to drink a lot more water than most people do. I roughly go for about a gallon a day, which is 16 cups, which means about a little bit more than 5 of these throughout the day. So this helps me count. I'm going to show you how important it is to be hydrated. I have a randomly extreme case of why I need to be hydrated, including this. My hands peel. I don't know why, but I just have really dry skin. I've used tons of different types of lotions. I've asked people about it. Fact of the matter is, I get dehydrated really, really quickly. So, if you're not hydrated, you can't do activities that you think you can do. A lot of people have problems getting fit because they're already not being hydrated. If you're not drinking enough water, then your body will start to lack in areas you need it to. I had a game once, and that I had to, like a sporting game, and I didn't drink enough water, and I started getting severe headaches and fatigue, and I couldn't do it. I had to sit out for a little while because I didn't have enough water to drink. That's the extent of what it can do to you. Another thing about water is that it helps flush your system. You don't want to drink too much water, because there is such thing as too much water. Don't let anybody tell you different. There is such thing as too much water, and you should know it. If you are starting to feel sick because of how much water you're drinking, probably had way too much water. Fun facts about water and being hydrated. Some people are under the delusion that drinking alcohol is a great way to stay hydrated. It is very much not. Alcohol dries up water. And fun little way to tell you guys how it dries up water is when you have water stuck in your ear that you can't get out. A known method of getting the water to dry out is by tipping your head and putting drops of rubbing alcohol in your ear. It dries out the water in there. It's not comfortable by any means, but it gets the water out. So alcohol is very much not a good way to stay hydrated. No matter how much you want to party, if you want to stay hydrated and still drink a lot, you're going to feel bubbly because you need a lot of water. I'm not drinking water just for this video, just so you know. My last video that I did like an hour ago was 20 minutes long of just talking, so I might be drinking more water. So what are the things that make it harder to stay hydrated? Alcohol, like I said, is one of the ways that it's hard to stay hydrated. especially in a college town where a lot of people want to go out all the time, and they want to get crazy and drink a lot of alcohol. That is a good way to get yourself dehydrated, especially if you're vomiting after the alcohol, because you're losing even more water. You become dehydrated very, very quickly if you drink too much alcohol. That's more extreme of why it's hard to stay hydrated. Another thing is not knowing how much water you need to drink. You can probably look it up anywhere just by Googling how much water you need to drink based on your body size. But it's important to know how much water your body needs daily. Because if you don't know, you're probably either going to drink too much or too little. And that's really important. Another thing is not knowing how much you've had. Even though I use this bottle all the time, it's 3 cups per bottle, so sometimes I forget how many bottles I filled up. I have to fill it up 5 times at least to get the 15, and 16 is the gallon. So at least 5 times. I need to remember that I filled this thing up 5 times every single day. Sometimes I use a bigger bottle, one that holds 6 cups. Then you have to fill it up 3 times, and you have to remember less amount of times. But it's a lot of water to hold around. So that's one of the things that makes it hard, is people don't keep track of their water. Once you start doing it, it's a little bit more manageable to continue to drink the amount of water that you need daily. But until that time, that's one of the things that makes it hard to stay hydrated, is just remembering that you need to drink all of it, and that you need to refill it, and remember how many you've had. That answers the next question. What helps? Keeping track. I keep track. Sometimes I use tally marks. Normally I don't need to, because I'm just used to it by now. But start with a bottle that you know the size of, so that you can count how many bottles you need. A lot of people need, like, I don't want to say 8 to 10, because that's not like too much water. But I mean, if you're roughly in the 8 to 10 range of cups of water, you just need a bottle that's big enough to carry that. I mean, 8 to 10 is 3 of these bottles, so that's 9 cups of water. So just fill it up 3 times throughout the day, and you're probably good. I mean, that is under the assumption that you only need 8 to 10 cups of water a day. But keeping a bottle that has the measurement on it is really important. That is what's going to help you remember. Why is it so important to stay hydrated? It keeps your mind focused. I'll tell you that. That, and you feel a whole lot better about yourself. You tire less as easily, especially in Florida. I don't really know about the other states, but in Florida, it is so hot here all the time, especially in the summer, that you sweat out a lot of what you take in. I spent about 2 months or so biking several miles throughout the week. I was biking 30 miles at the beginning per week, and then I went to 100 miles at one point throughout the week in just biking, and that burns off a lot of calories just from the cardio, but it also, like, you sweat a lot, especially out in Florida when everything's hot all the time and super humid. You're going to lose a lot of water. So it's really important to stay hydrated, and when I do stay hydrated, I feel a whole lot better about myself. A lot of people say about dieting, they cut out red meat because it makes them feel better. Well, I mean, cut out sodas, or cut out sugary drinks, and don't drink too much of all of that stuff, and drink more water. I like to think of it as drink the amount of water that you need, and then have what you want. Similar to my last video, I talked about how sometimes I eat in sections, because, you know, you eat all the healthy parts first, and then whatever you have left over you can fill with the good stuff, or the stuff that tastes a little bit better, and eat that. Save it for later, but you can reward yourself with the things that aren't as good for you. And that can work the same with water. Drink the amount of water that you need throughout the day, And I don't mean drink it all at once, because drinking a gallon of water just sitting here would make me feel so sick. And even just the daily count for anybody, you don't want to sit here and drink too much water. If you drink too much water in one sitting, you're not going to feel comfortable. You need to space it out, and occasionally fill up some areas with something that's not good for you to drink. But on the whole, just be focused on drinking the water. And it's important because it makes you feel better. Like your whole body feels better when you are hydrated. For like my case, as I said, with my hands, I work in a restaurant, so soap from excessive washing of your hands, which you have to do in a restaurant, because that should be common knowledge, but it's not always. You have to wash your hands a lot in a restaurant, because you're picking up and touching people's plates after they put food in their mouths and had their mouth touch the plate and their silverware and all sorts of other stuff. So when you're handling stuff like that, you need to wash your hands all the time. The excessive amount of soap damages your hands. A way to combat that is with lotion and with plenty of water. So it's very, very, very important to stay hydrated, and that would definitely be one of the reasons why. That's really all I have on hydration, but it's very important, and it's very easy to do as long as you have a bottle.